Yes. Go.
Hi, happy Friday. Happy Friday.
That's right. It's Friday.
I know, it's no shower Friday.
You guys, it's also my wedding anniversary today.
Oh my God. Did I forget that?
Well, I mean, you don't have to remember it. As long as my husband remembers it, everything's fine.
Happy anniversary to you, lovebirds. That's so sweet.
Thanks. 22 years today.
22 years. Oh my God. That is forever. I've never been married that long.
Well, you will. Eventually,
my
you'll get
God.
there.
It's amazing. Wow.
So yeah, that's happening. And also what's happening is that I wanted to make sure I shared this really lovely email that we got from Jackie Seymour. This is from earlier in the week. She said, "Good morning, Mock and Daisy. This morning, Daisy was talking about her smelly cabin and the power of the Eden Pure. And I can totally attest to the air scrubbing power of this amazing little gizmo." She's talking about this gizmo right here. This is what the gizmo looks like.
Yeah.
I have one in our cat bathroom. Please don't judge me. I got cats when I got my husband. And one in the bedroom where the diaper pail is for the grandbabies. When the cats or diaper pail get to stinking up my house, I crank up the thunderstorm and it's not long and all the gross smells are gone. My husband keeps asking if there's a filter that we need to change out on them, and I gleefully tell him no. Thank you so much for bringing these into my life. My nose appreciates you more than you will ever know. That's all. She says, all my love from Florida. Love our governor. Balls, Jackie Seymour. And of course, she is referring to this handy dandy little gizmo. You do want these all over your house.
Yeah, you do.
All over your house. And the cool thing right now is that you can get them, buy one, get one. And then there's no limit. You want to buy 10 of them, you're going to get 20 for that price, for the price of 10.
That's
it's an amazing offer, and you can get them at EdenPureDeals.com. Use code ChicksBogo. Okay, ChicksBogo. Chicks buy one, get one. ChicksBogo at EdenPureDeals.com.
Do it. And you guys go to our website too, chicksontheright.com. Chicksontheright.com. Go there every single day.
It's working now.
It is. Yesterday, we had some issues. We were a little bit irritated. Mock said all the words, the combinations of the words. It was a really interesting day. I learned some words myself, but today it's working. You should go there. You should go there. Chicksontheright.com.
Yesterday's video today?
Yes, I will. I'll post both of them. I'll probably put them in one post.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So everybody can just kind of catch up. But yeah, because I post our videos that we do. This, what you're watching right now, I post them every single day on our website, and I'll do both of them today. So
perfect. Yeah. Well, and you're right. Because I was absolutely spitting mad yesterday. And so I did. And I thought, what can I do to calm myself down? And so I ended up doing a really stupidly long workout. And then I felt so sore after it. And I was too mad to remember to take the tart cherry chews that are so good for you take them pre-workout and then they help with inflammation. And I completely forgot to do that. But this is the thing. If you go to tartcherry.com/chicks, these are made by our friends at Super Beets. Super Beets, they're super beaty. Yow. That's where they're made. And you can get them for 35% off. I will not make that mistake again where I forget.
Or just, maybe not work out today.
And that's also what I'm going to do.
That's also what
my anniversary.
That's it. I was going to say, today is all about the eating and the drinking and the bounce chicka. Bow, bow. That's right.
All right. Let's get to some news. Before we get to videos, a few headlines that we need to tell you about. First of all, I haven't seen this actual article in its entirety because I do not subscribe to the Washington Post and I refuse to pay for any content there. But apparently there was a Washington Post article that came out within this last week after the election. That's the key point. After the election, and almost immediately after the election, the Washington Post released an article saying, hey, guess what? Remember that whole Mar-a-Lago raid? And everybody was afraid that Donald Trump was literally about to give nuclear secrets to, I don't know, North Korea or whatever. It turns out there was nothing whatsoever found at Mar-a-Lago that in any way threatened our national security. So
I mean,
They had to wait till after the election to let us know that.
These people are so infuriating and insufferable. They are insufferable. But here's the thing. The toothpaste, again, is out of the tube. And the narrative is that he did something wrong, right? Because even like Trevor Noah, that guy who's not funny at all, that does that late show, he had Obama on as a guest. I think it was like, I don't know, it could have been last night, maybe it's tonight or whatever. I saw him advertising he's going to have Obama on, right? And one of the jokes that he did in the preview for that show was he was talking about the fact that Trump did something really bad. Like he actually was doing all the things that he wasn't supposed to do with those documents. Right?
Oh my gosh.
So this is the narrative that they have and that they are able to run with it because they can lie whenever they want to lie. And people are like, oh yeah, that's what he did. That's what he did. Even though that's not what he did. Like, it's crazy. The world that we live in now, Democrats just get to call the shots and push out the narrative. And we're all supposed to go, yeah, yeah, okay.
God.
My God, it is right.
Just infuriating.
It is.
Oh, Big Guy's wifey. Thank you. She sent a super sticker saying good morning and happy Friday from Anna in Tennessee. Hello, and thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
In other headlines that I wanted to make sure to get to before we start our videos, there is going to be a recount in Lauren Boebert's district, it's sounding like. So that race still has not been called, and it is such a razor-thin margin between them that they're probably going to be doing an automatic recount. So we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to see if she has won re-election. And then also that really weird lady that said Trump raped her in a dressing room in the Bergdorf Goodman department store like 75 years ago. She has not gone away. And in fact, she is taking advantage of a new law. It's a brand new law in New York called the New York Adult Survivors Law, which is going to allow her to, I guess, avoid any statute of limitations on pressing charges against him of battery, even though it happened so many years ago. This law allows her to file charges now for the crime that she alleges he committed back then. So his troubles with E. Jean Carroll are far from over. That's happening right now.
Okay, and that law is really interesting too, because that means that it's not just, it obviously goes beyond her and Donald Trump. It's like all these women now are going to be like, that happened to me 75 years ago in a, in a Macy's someplace. And I'm just going to remember that guy, or I was in therapy the other day and I remember that this happened to me 50 years ago, and I'm going to find this guy from high school and I'm going to accuse him of whatever. So this is like, that's an interesting law, don't you think?
It's an interesting law. And it's particularly interesting that this woman is taking advantage of it. So we'll see where that ends up. Thank you, Lisa Bowler. Lisa says, happy anniversary, Muck and Ron. Oh, and I celebrated 22 years yesterday. Oh my gosh.
Happy
we're like
anniversary
twins. Yay. Thank you for that. Okay, so lots of big news to get to from yesterday. The first of which is that Nancy Pelosi took her sweet ass time getting to the point in her address on the House floor yesterday to announce her plans. And everybody was like, what's she going to do? Is she going to retire? Is she going to just keep on plugging ahead, trying to be the minority leader? What's going to happen? So ultimately, I think people got a little bit excited in advance that she was leaving, because I saw a lot of celebration happening in our Facebook group. However, she is not leaving. She intends to stay in Congress. She's just not going to seek a leadership position. Here is just a tiny, itsy bitsy, teeny weeny piece of her address.
It's no greater official honor for me than to stand on this floor and to speak for the people of San Francisco. This I will continue to do as a member of the House, speaking for the people of San Francisco, serving the great state of California, and defending our Constitution. And with great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress.
So that was the gist.
San Francisco's in great shape, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got.
It really looks good. Have you guys been there lately? It's really nice. It's great. All the crap on the street and smells like piss. It's great. It's really great.
So it's likely going to be. I mean, word on the street is that it's going to be Hakeem Jeffries that will be replacing her as the leader of the minority in this case, because they no longer have the majority. And so he is a complete commie. And so just, I don't know that there's a whole lot really to celebrate here. She's not actually leaving, and the person replacing her could even be worse.
Yeah.
So there's
the people
that.
Yeah, the people, they never leave because they're such narcissists. They are incapable of leaving these people. They just don't want to do it. My favorite.
She's only early 80s, right?
I mean, why would she leave until she's like 100? She's not going to leave. So she's dragged out of there. Yeah, my favorite yesterday in her speech was when she was like, "Lord, make me an instrument of your peace." And I was like, seriously? Like, I don't think the Lord wants you to like kill babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's part of the whole instrument of peace thing. I don't know. Just a hunch.
Thank you, Julie. Julie says, celebrating with you, Mock. Our anniversary was yesterday, 32 years with Jeff for Jeff and Julie.
Good for you.
That's awesome. Yay. Thank you very much for that. The other big story that came out yesterday was about the fact that this new Republican Congress is ready to go because they came out to announce that they are going to go full steam ahead with their investigation of Hunter and really Joe Biden, because they believe without any doubt that Joe Biden was not only aware of Hunter's business dealings, but actually part of them. And that makes him very, very compromised. So it was I can't remember his name, but it was the representative from Kentucky who made the announcement to the press. And then that representative was on with Bret Baier last night, and Bret asked him, is this really like, what's your deal with the timing? Because obviously this election was about the economy and the border and, gas prices, blah. Don't you think this is a bad idea when people don't really want investigations? And to their credit, the Republicans are saying we can do multiple things at once. And so here is how that conversation went.
For the people who look at this and say, what did you take from the midterm elections? Republicans talked about focusing on the economy and inflation. Why roll this out today as the first kind of foot forward?
Well, we had the commitment to America. It had 4 different tenets. One tenet was holding this administration accountable. The Oversight Committee is 8% of the Republican conference. So we're focused on identifying waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. The other 92% of the conference, they're focused on other issues that I think are of the utmost importance to American people. Reducing inflation, trying to secure the border, trying to get an energy policy that makes sense. But I think the American people care about whether or not their leaders are compromised, whether or not they have been involved in shady business deals that have enriched themselves and their family members. So that's what our investigation is going to be about. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. We're also going to be working on and introducing legislation that we hope reduces inflation, that reduces the price of prescription drugs and things like that. So we have a big agenda. Right. This is one small part of it.
And I want them to do this.
Totally.
This is important.
I think it's extremely important. Yeah. Because this is the kind of stuff that we rail about like all the time. We're just like, is anybody accountable for anything on that side of the aisle? I'm super glad that they're doing this. So they're listening to people. They're listening to their constituents who are pissed off about this stuff, because we feel like there are 2 separate sets of justice in this country. Like they get to do whatever they want and we don't. And we have to pay for all their crap. Right? I mean, it's like, it's so infuriating. It's maddening. And so
and listening to the left right now, trying to say, this is just a waste of time and resources. And Americans don't care about these senseless investigations. Like,
okay.
Oh my God.
All right, Russia. Okay. Russia. Bite us.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It is just too funny. And to me, this is not about giving Democrats a taste of their own medicine. It's about an actual thing that needs to be investigated and not something made up like what they did.
Right.
So
and they've changed the narrative so much on so many things, and it's not like they act like we're stupid and that we're not seeing all of this. We see it. So somebody needs to be held accountable for these things. They just do.
Exactly. And I'm super, super glad that they're moving forward on that. In fact, there's another clip that we need to share with Jim Jordan, who's talking about the investigation into the FBI, because things are shady AF at the FBI. We've got some stuff to share about that. But also, I have another email that I wanted to read you from Connie. And Connie wrote, ladies, I am so impressed and so excited to wake up tomorrow morning. I normally watch your show live from DeSantis land, but twice a month, I facilitate a newcomer's orientation at the military base where I work. My husband is active duty, not me. Tomorrow is that super early day, so I can't watch live, but you will be my sanity on my way home. I had to share that I ordered my Bone Frog K-Cups on Friday, like last Friday, Veterans Day. They arrived today. She wrote this on Monday.
Oh my gosh.
With my note and a sticker, because they always send a personalized thank you note, which is amazing. Who in the world ships that fast? And it came from Washington State. I am floored. Super excited to try it tomorrow. Have a fantastic show. Balls from Connie. I hope she loved it because, man, that is the thing
best
about Bone Frog Coffee. Is it was the guy that is responsible for their blends is Dave Stewart, who started Seattle's best coffee. So, and that is why it tastes so freaking amazingly good. And they have the K-Cups, they have the regular grounds, they have all the different choices, and they have so much cool merch. I think you
love
saw
their
me
merch,
wearing my Bone Frog hat earlier in the week. I love this mug. Everybody should get a mug when they order their subscriptions to bonefrogcoffee.com, because then you can drink out of the same mug that we are, and it'll be like a little Bone Frog party.
Yeah. And they have beanies, they have t-shirts, they have all sorts of cool stuff for Christmas too. So, I mean, if you don't want to get coffee, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that, but you can get coffee and you can get merch, Christmas presents, all sorts of stuff. You guys, we are like loading you up for Christmas. Hello.
And you're supporting every purchase that you make. There are proceeds that go to help SEALs, other military veterans. So the cause always feels so good. Like when you're buying the coffee, you know what? You know I'm also helping contribute to really, really good causes. So It's bonefrogcoffee.com. When you use the little drop-down menu to say that you heard about them from the chicks on the right and you get a subscription, you'll get 5% off their already ridiculously low prices. So please think about doing that because it's delicious and you want to be part of the Bone Frog Club.
Totally. And if you guys haven't checked out our deep dive this week, do that. We talked to our good friend Matt about the fentanyl crisis. And I think it came out Wednesday afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. So if you haven't checked that out, do that. You can find all of our stuff at chicksontheright.com/links. That's where all of our stuff is. It's our link tree and you can check it out there. Okay.
All right. So back to Jim Jordan, who is also part of this press conference with the Kentucky representative. Here he is talking about the FBI. And I just love how concisely he lists all the shady crap that we have dealt with over the past 2 years.
FBI going to quit interfering with elections. 2016, they spied on President Trump's campaign. 2018, it was the Mueller investigation. 2020, they suppressed information about the Hunter Biden story. 2022, they raided the president's home 91 days before the election. Maybe it'd be nice if the FBI and the Justice Department just stayed out of it and let we the people decide who we think should represent us, who we think should lead us. That's supposed to be how America works. So this is the focus on the Judiciary Committee, the political nature at the Justice Department, and the linkage now to what was happening with the Hunter Biden story, again, just 15 days before we have presidential elections.
Yeah.
And then he's like, mic drop.
Yeah.
Bye.
And then they complain to us and like scream to their people about how democracy's on the ballot. Yeah, it is. It is on the ballot. So this is why people should have voted for people on the right. It is on the ballot because the FBI is in bed with Democrats. Hello,
and
clearly.
Christopher Wray got absolutely dressed down in the hearings yesterday. Him and Mayorkas both.
Oh my God.
There were like so many I couldn't even choose. I did pick one to show you from Josh Hawley. This was after, by the way, he asked Christopher Wray, because he found out that like at a previous hearing, Christopher Wray had to leave early because he was going on vacation.
Oh my God.
And these are statutorily required hearings. And so he made it sound at the time like he had other important business to tend to. No, he was just going to meet his family in the Adirondacks.
God, can you even with this?
Oh
I mean, it's like, yeah, and you're welcome for
Ridiculous.
that vacation. Because we pay for that.
Yeah. And so Jim Jordan in another clip, and if you guys want to Google this, it's a good one to look at. I mean, Jim Jordan was like, please tell me this isn't true. Please tell me you didn't fly on a Gulfstream jet leaving here without answering our questions so that you could go to the Adirondacks. And Christopher Wray was like, well, yeah, I did do that.
God.
So the clip I'm about to show you is after that. And again, Josh Hawley lists out all the amazingly wrongful behaviors, essentially, that the FBI has had over these past couple years. Listen.
Blowers who have come forward to members of this body, to members of the House. The FBI has been sending more than, in one instance, a dozen armed agents to a rural Pennsylvania home of a Catholic pro-life demonstrator to arrest him at gunpoint in front of his children in early morning hours, despite the fact that he posed no risk of violence or threat and had previously offered to turn himself in. Numerous whistleblowers, field agents, have alleged that D.C., your headquarters, has pulled them off working on child sex abuse cases, working on human trafficking cases, in order to work on January 6th matters for this reason, to give the appearance, they say, that there are hundreds of new domestic terrorism cases in the country, when in fact there are not. Whistleblowers, field agents have also said that D.C. has ordered the use of SWAT teams on non-violent suspects who may have attended a January 6th rally, and they have been ordered to conduct surveillance and knock on doors of people who were not even in D.C. on January 6th. And again, all of this, according to the whistleblowers, these are your agents, all of this in order to make it look as if there's a mass surge in domestic terrorism all across the country, when in fact the stats are being padded by political directive in your office. They also say, these whistleblowers, the D.C. leadership deliberately suppressed investigations into Hunter Biden, contrary to FBI procedure, and have also retaliated against FBI agents and whistleblowers who have contacted Congress, which, by the way, they are protected by statute to do so. This is what's happening at your FBI while you are evading oversight hearings. Mr. Director, do you think you're still up to this job?
I absolutely think I'm still up to this job, and I think
God.
our workforce feels the same way.
Well, I don't. And frankly, I think you should have been gone a long time ago. And given your behavior recently, I think it only makes it more clear. Are there any travel plans today that we should be aware of that you have? We're supposed to have a second round. Will you be here for that?
Yes.
Oh, so he's going to be there. He's going to actually like grace them with his presence.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for being there. Appreciate it.
Oh, damn.
You're going to stick around and not vacay on your Gulfstream jet that we pay for? Oh, my God. What a jerk.
Right. I mean, Hawley was just an absolute beast mode.
He was a complete boss there.
During
Yeah.
yesterday's
He was
hearing.
Completely awesome. That guy is
So
a badass.
good.
Yeah. Between him and Jordan, it's just like, we only need like a couple. You know what I mean? If we just have a couple with balls, that's all we need.
I mean, the more the merrier, though, honestly.
I agree. Yeah.
So you mentioned San Francisco and what a complete crap hole it is. So Tucker had on Jason Rantz yesterday to talk about the latest San Franciscan initiative. You guys, there are no words to set you up for this. I'm just going to play it and then we can discuss.
Hey, Tucker, Mayor London Breed is tackling the homeless crisis one trans feminine butch demigirl at a time with a pilot program called Guaranteed Income for Trans People, also known as GIFT. And it gifts eligible San Franciscans $1,200 a month, no strings attached, for up to 18 months. But to be eligible, you have to be an adult and basically be homeless. It's for people earning under $600 a month. Like the title says, it's for transgender people. And the application reads like a parody. You're asked to give personal pronouns, which include the standards he, her, they, but also just noises like Z and Tay and Fay. Apparently those are pronouns. Then you're asked to provide your gender identity out of a list of 97 options, and you're not limited to just one. Some of the so-called gender identities, they're just adjectives like butch, femme, or aggressive. Others are life experiences like woman with a history of gender transition or man of trans experience, which I think just means you're a guy who accidentally hit on a trans woman at a bar. Plus, you're told you can click gender F word. That's also listed. There are some gender identities I think we can all say, I don't know if anyone knows what these things mean. They include gender outlaw, gender creative, brother boy, mashoga, gray gender, which I did look up. It means you show ambivalence towards gender. And then, of course, you have to give your sexual orientation, which can include scoliosexual, aromantic, and simply kink. They even use an anti-gay slur, the other F word. The more marginalized you are, the higher the likelihood you are of getting chosen for this. They ask if you're a sex worker or a migrant worker. And of course, they ask you about your race. In addition to the monthly income, you get gender inclusive care and case management. Applications open this past Tuesday. If anyone's interested, you can apply online through December 15th. I hear if you identify as Two-Spirit, you get double the monthly income. So we'll see.
What?
No one thinks this is funny except you and me.
I swear to God, we do.
Jason Rance.
It's insane.
So the details are the best. You're a detail man. We appreciate it.
What is a gender outlaw? Is it like a trans person? Like it's a dude in heels with a cowboy hat on? Is that what that is? Is that what a gender outlaw is? What is that? Yeah.
What is our world right now?
I don't know. These people are freaking batshit. I cannot. I swear.
I mean, but this is, and now they're even talking about like California. Apparently, remember how they had that $100 billion surplus? Like they're going to be in the red next year, and yet they're continuing to do like this.
Right.
I mean, this is just insane.
It's just I cannot stand that place. I can't.
Oh my God.
And then so many of them are still coming here. They're still coming here I live in Texas. They still come here, and I still see their license plates. And every time I see a California license plate, I'm like, get out of my state. You are not welcome here. You better be voting red, or you need to go back to where you came from, to your stupid gender outlaw place, or whatever. Whatever that is.
Mashoga? Like what is that? These words. I don't even understand.
Lord.
So dumb. All right. Also, speaking of balls, here is an example of two world leaders that are lacking them.
Oh.
This was I don't even understand why this was videotaped, but for some reason, someone thought it would be a good idea to videotape Justin Trudeau and the new guy, the new prime minister in the UK. I think his name is Rishi something.
Okay.
Anyway, these are a couple of betas is what they are. And they called up Zelensky. Apparently, this was after the missile hit Poland. And so they wanted to show their support to Zelensky. Now, the interesting thing about the clip you're about to see is that at no time do you hear Zelensky's voice. You're just supposed to assume that he is on the other end of the line. And these two are just, they're just like sucking up to him in this weird, bizarre way. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you very much for that. Here is the clip.
Mr. Trudeau, Prime Minister Sunak, President Zelensky, please go ahead. You're online.
Hello, Volodymyr. It's Rishi and Justin. I really wanted you to hear from us as friends.
We absolutely know how difficult yesterday was. It was horrific for you and your country, and we have called it out in the session that we've just had and on the media here this morning. And we made that point loud and clear to everyone who was here that what your country had to live through yesterday was unacceptable and represented yet more barbarity from the Russians. We stood united in condemning it.
Rishi and I really wanted to reach out to reassure you, to show you we're standing with you, and to say we're gonna figure out this step by step all together. Thank you, Volodymyr. Talk to you soon.
Vladimir, I love that he like tries to sound Russian when he says his name.
Why did we have to see that?
I don't know.
What is the necessity of people seeing that? Like, I don't know what their point was in that.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? It's just a very weird thing that was like floating around socials yesterday. And I'm like, why?
Why? Like, this is the thing. In the age of social media, there's so much crap that we don't need to see. You know, it's like, a day in the life. It's a reality show at this point.
Next, they're going to do a TikTok.
Right. It's like, here's Rishi. Is his name Rishi? Is that his name?
I think so.
Rishi and I are going to dance for you, Vladimir. Whoa, look at us. Look. I don't like
this is our supportive dance.
What it's interpretive. Like, I don't understand why. What is it? Because I saw no point in us seeing that other than like they're so squishy, those dudes.
I know.
So incredibly squishy. It's like, it's like Anthony Michael Hall hanging out with Jake on 16 Candles. Like, that's, to me, that's the hierarchy of those guys. You know what I mean? I don't even know, like Farmer Ted and Jake on 16 Candles. Like that is, it's like they're the freshmen and Vladimir is like the senior, and they're just like, oh my God, look at, he's so big and burly and we're not, you know? And so let's call him and suck up to him and then like send it out to everybody. It's just such a strange dynamic what's happening there, but I don't know why everybody has to see it. Like if you want to do that in your own time, do it. But or
just like release a statement saying we called up Zelensky and offered him our support in light of recent events. Bye. Like, we don't need to see you on the phone with him, you know, like on speaker sitting there like two teenage girls calling a crush. Like that's just weird.
Yeah, doing your business. We don't need to see leaders doing their business. I just think that that's why are we doing this now?
I have no idea. But that's where
it's weird. It's weird. Really weird.
Speaking of weirdos, so the whole FTX thing is really starting to come like absolutely crashing down. I saw a headline this morning that said apparently now the Bahamian government is now involved in a bad way because the FTX, they allowed the FTX guy to pull out a bunch of money from FTX to give to them. So now it's getting bigger and crazier than ever. And the more you see that guy, Sam, whatever his name is, Brinkman Fields or whatever, Fieldman Blanks, I don't even know, Sam, and his ex-girlfriend, the more you have to wonder, how did they snow people? Like anybody.
How?
They are cartoon characters, these two.
It's like, why, if you saw this guy on the street or anywhere in public, would you ever give him money? Because I mean, seriously, I would never give this. I would never, unless he was like on the side of the road, it would be more believable. And I'd give him like $1, you know,
or a bottle of water.
Be like, yeah, he looks homeless. I mean, he looks completely homeless. And so I'll give him something, you know, but I mean, why would these people, these wealthy people give him anything? He looks and he acts like he's completely strung out. He's shaking all the time.
I have that. So, and I don't know when this clip was from, but you know, remember, this is a guy who like Forbes put on their cover. This is like a massive, big player in the crypto world, and people were making him out to be like this unbelievable philanthropist and putting all the stock into him. So this is a 5-second clip of him making an appearance with Chuck Todd, and they show the angle that the camera shows that he is trembling so hard that his chair is shaking. You guys, look at that.
What you're saying is maybe there's some donations that you have made that you wouldn't make if you knew they were going to be immediately public?
Like, what is going on?
Yeah. And I think, you know, a lot of people think, oh, well, he's a billionaire or whatever, a gajillionaire, whatever he is. So he's quirky and he's got this crazy hair. And that's, you know, rich people dress like homeless people. This is what they do now. So he's just quirky.
Oh my God.
I mean, I would be like, I'm going to go ahead. It's a hard pass for me. It's a hard pass. I'm going to keep moving along. Thanks. Wow. Yeah.
So I mean, listen, it sounds promising that there is going to be some serious consequences for him. But now if the Bahamian government is involved in keeping him there instead of extraditing him to the United States, which is absolutely what has to happen, then things could get really shady because he is a huge flight risk. Mm-hmm. So
where is his girlfriend? I don't know where his ex-girlfriend. I don't know where she is. I have no idea. But I mean, you've seen her
cartoons. They are cartoons.
Wow, she does. She looks like something out of Bob's Burgers. I swear to God. She is just not of this world. Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm sorry to do this to you, but I saw this on CNN and I thought, you know what? Everybody has to see this. Everybody has to see Caitlin Collins asking Gretchen Whitmer the most unbelievably ridiculous question in the entire universe. Here it is.
In your state have said they'd like to fight that. On another note, you've been asked a lot in almost basically every interview you've done recently about a 2024 run and running for president. You've said you're not interested in it. I guess my question is, if you're a supporter of yours and you're someone who doesn't live in Michigan but is national and wants to see you run, what is the argument for you not running for president?
Oh my God. It's
I literally
serious.
8 days ago got elected to a second 4-year term. This is, the state that I've always called home. I love the state of Michigan. I am so grateful to be the governor of the state of Michigan. I've got a big task ahead of me, and that's where I'm going to put 100% of my focus for now. I do think that it's flattering that people continue to ask, but I got a big job that I was just hired to do for 4 more years, and that's where I'm going to stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Governor.
For now, we heard for now in that answer.
I know everyone's going to parse it. I'm staying right where I'm at. Thank you.
And I feel ganged up on because apparently you guys called each other for the pink memo.
day? Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't.
Was that Don Lemon in the middle?
Yeah, that's their morning show.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. I'm sorry, I just don't watch that. It's so strange seeing him like in the morning, like in a pink atmosphere.
Yeah. It's
So
him
bizarre.
and Caitlin and Poppy. It's their new little morning.
Oh my
Fox and
God.
Friends thing.
That's so bizarre. I had no idea. I'm sorry. I don't follow him, so I don't know that's what he's
How
doing.
dare
now.
you?
How dare you? He's doing a little morning show. Look at him with all the pink. Look at that with the girls hanging out. So I see like a Whitmer Fetterman ticket in 2024.
Oh my
That's going to be brilliant, you guys. Brilliant.
Oh my God. Okay, last thing before we get to whack, and that is, I need to warn everybody, if you have dogs in the room,
oh
no, remove your dogs, because this is going to be upsetting for them. It's going to be upsetting for dogs. I don't know why this clip exists. I can't give you a whole lot of context other than what it says in the caption, and that is that there's some trans, blind, deaf, mute person who is on a stage performing Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You. And it sounds like this.
Brilliant deaf mute trans woman sings Whitney Houston. I will always love you.
I'm just going to fast forward a little.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Why is this happening?
People are saying it's cruel. But listen.
How is it cruel for us? It's cruel of us to show it?
And I showed it to my husband yesterday, and I'm like, I'm not going to hell for laughing at this. I'm not. Because she's up on the stage and like she's willingly this is on purpose.
I mean, what? I'm sorry, but if our reaction to that is supposed to be, oh, she's so brave and like so talented, you guys, what are we doing?
Is your dog barking in the background?
Yeah, it's Maisie's mad.
Because she heard it? Because she heard that. Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening? Did you upset Maisie? You upset
I don't know
her.
why she's mad. She must see somebody. But
she heard that. This is what you did not shield her from what was it? A deaf mute,
a Brazilian trans blind deaf mute or something.
Blind deaf mute.
And apparently we're not allowed to think that they can't sing, even though it's very clear that they can't. I'm sorry, but like
listen, I don't get on a stage and sing, okay? Because they put me when I had to do a chorus or choir or whatever it was in high school, and I played the piano, and so I'd always do that because it was an easy grade for me because I'd play the piano and I accompany the choir. This is what I do. But I had to try out for choir just to get in, and I'd always sing tenor. Always. And it was so embarrassing when I was in high school because they put me with the boys that my voice was a little bit lower. And I hated it. I was so embarrassed like every time and so this is the thing. So I'd never sing because I was the worst singer ever. And so this is the thing. I know my limitations, you guys. You kind of have to know your limitations. I'm just saying. It's okay to know them.
I feel bad for the live audience because they were the ones that were probably sitting there being like, is it okay if we laugh at this, or is this a joke, or are we supposed to seriously pretend that this is is like a good show? Because why are we doing that? Who told that person that this was a good idea? That's who's cruel.
Because it's like everything now is stunning and brave. Everything.
Oh my God.
Everything is stunning and
lost
brave.
our minds.
We have completely lost our minds. Completely.
All right. What is in your sack of whack today?
I don't know how I feel about this. Okay. I mean, because at first I was like, this is really weird. But then I was like, you know what? It's not a terrible idea, because a lot of times women are left like military wives, or women that have husbands who travel a lot, or women who have lost their husbands. I don't think this is a terrible idea, because like when my husband used to travel, I could never sleep, because I really get used to having my husband in the bed with me. And so I kind of like this idea. The only thing I don't like about this idea is that the head is on this body is a little creepy. It's a giant like man doll with a teddy bear head, you guys. And it's just like, I think it's sort of like, I don't know. It's reminiscent of like a like a sex doll, but it's not a sex doll. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the strangest concoction, like creation, but I don't quite know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel
about this, you guys.
I don't know how to feel about it, you guys, but it helps women sleep at night. It helps women cuddle up. It stands, but mostly women use it in the bed because they have trouble sleeping without their husbands. And I don't hate it. It's like a giant teddy bear.
Can't you just get a body pillow though? Like, do you need it to be
You could, but I guess like when you wake up in the middle of the night and you're sort of disoriented, there's a head there, I guess.
Okay,
and it looks
this one is inappropriate. I'm sorry. This is just weird. This is not
the thing. This is the thing. I don't know. It's like, that's why it kind of creeps me out, because it reminds me of like those weird. By the way, I thought I sent you an article the other day about sex dolls and how like there are like the use of sex dolls and like all that stuff is way higher than we ever imagined. Way higher. But it's obviously mostly it's men using them. So this is sort of like the woman's answer to that, only women aren't giant pervs like men are. You know, women just want to cuddle. Women just want to cuddle with something.
This woman right here, I'm feeling like she might be a giant perv.
She may be. Yeah, there's something a little bit weird about her face. Something
like the way that she snuggled in that one picture. Where is it? This one? This is not okay.
It's not okay. Look at her with her leg and everything. She probably married it. You know, she probably had like a ceremony and everything. She probably married that bear. I'm sure that she did. Right. It's like his name is Carl.
How much it is?
I don't know.
I'm just curious.
I don't know. Does it say on the article? His name is Carl, and she married that bear.
It's $160.
Okay, that is actually cheap.
Not bad. Yeah, that's
because there are a lot of like regular sized teddy bears that are, that are way more expensive than that. Anyways, I just thought it was really interesting, I'm still a little on the fence with this. I'm pretty like I have an opinion about something, and I can't really figure out what my opinion is on this. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I mean, I don't hate it. I just don't see that it's necessary.
Some people are saying I'm completely disturbed. Is it anatomically correct? I don't think it has anatomy. It's just
it just has it's
like a Ken doll. It's like a Ken doll.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways,
I think that's a little odd.
If it helps somebody like sleep, and it gives comfort to somebody. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But it's a bear. Like, why wouldn't they at least use just a man head? You know what I mean? Like, why not make it like a Channing Tatum head or something?
That is a bear. See, now that you just gave us, this is what we need to do. Somebody needs to create a business where they put like a Channing Tatum head or a Brad Pitt head or Benicio del Toro. Not saying that I think he's hot or anything like that, but I'm not saying it either. I'm just saying like there's Sean Connery, little Sam Elliott head, you know, I'm just saying like there's a market there, ladies. There's a market there with a fuzzy body, like a bear body. Maybe that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Look at that. I just created a business for somebody. You're welcome. You may want to give me a 10% kickback.
You sent me a trailer the other day for the new Magic Mike movie that's coming out on Valentine's Day. You guys, the new Magic Mike with Channing Tatum, of course, features Salma Hayek in the female leading role, and they have like a relationship from at least from what you can gather through the previews. So I thought, and you thought, this would be a way to get my husband to actually go see a Magic Mike movie with me. Because obviously he would have not done that before, but Salma Hayek is like his number one. You know what I mean?
She's his hall pass, like a celebrity hall pass for you, right?
Yeah. And so I asked, and he is not interested at all.
He's not? Really?
No.
Is it because she's aging? Is that what it is? Once they get to a certain point, men are like, I'm out. I'm out. She's too old.
Really good.
She looks amazing. Yeah,
she looks really good. But yeah, he has no interest. I'm still going to work on it, but I don't have a lot of hope.
Yeah, because men don't want to be seen in a Magic Mike movie.
Right.
Heterosexual men are like, no.
But I feel like with Salma being that prominent of a role, it's not like she's even a Jada Pinkett Smith role like that, because that was still a supporting actor kind of. This is it seems like she's a very prominent star of this show.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So anyway, it's time for My Pillow Talks. You guys, they are brought to you, of course, by My Pillow, and you can get massive discounts on their sets of towels, which are glorious. If you need towels, I'm telling you, you're never going to, once you try them, you're never going to want another towel. MyPillow.com/chicks. Did you guys hear about the Ticketmaster hullabaloo with the Taylor Swift concert tickets?
Yes. Yes.
There was a big hullabaloo.
Yeah.
The Swifties are losing their minds. And now Ticketmaster, they had all these problems. They made all these promises. If you had like a certain code or something, you were going to get premier access to tickets. Their system like completely crashed. It was a total disaster. And then yesterday, they ultimately said, we're canceling ticket sales because now there's low inventory, way too big of demand. And now you can only get tickets to her show on the aftermarket at like $30,000 a pop.
It's insanity.
It's insane.
Just
so
stupid.
That one guy that does the crying, like he is so funny. This guy on TikTok that I follow, he did a little thing about being a Swiftie yesterday, and here it is.
Did you hear? Yep, they canceled the general sale. I had a code too, and I didn't get any tickets with the code because all they had was the side view, and I don't want to sit on the side. I don't want an obstructed view of Taylor Swift. I want to see her. No, you calm down. I can't calm down. This is like the tour. It's like the tour. It's like capital T tour. How much do kidneys go for? Not hypothetically, like literally, because did you see the resale? Should I sell my car? Where is Ticketmaster?
Sell my car.
They need to see me. They need to see me. They need to know.
So that's D. Michael Burke on
God.
TikTok if you want to follow him.
It's just ridiculous.
People are losing their minds. Absolutely losing their minds. And now it's like, I don't know what to think about Ticketmaster, man. They constantly have these problems. Something has to be done because it's ridiculous.
Even AOC is getting involved. It's bad when AOC gets involved. Yeah.
All right. I have a cat video for you. It is very, very inappropriate. So I'm going to need everybody to hide your kids, hide your wives, because this cat is singing a song that is not appropriate.
The fuck, the fuck, the fuck is in the air. The fuck, there's white shit everywhere. The fuck, the fuck, the fuck, the fuck is in the air. The fuck, there's white shit everywhere.
I love it.
Does not like snow. That cat.
No, he must be in Buffalo. People in Buffalo are freaking out about their snow.
I thought they got it all the time.
Yeah, Daily Mail said it was terrifying, and I'm like, okay, but isn't that like something that happens there like all the time? Why are we calling it terrifying? Anyways, all right.
I don't know. I don't understand that. So there's this guy that has put out a TikTok apparently because he has a newfound appreciation for how hot moms can be. So he made this TikTok saying, "Oh my God, you guys, moms are so hot." And so this woman had a response.
Moms are hot.
Thank you. Moms. I love her so much.
That's awesome.
And then also this dog, I think you're gonna love this dog's hoo-hoos. He's got just a little bit, like
He's
a
got the
little bit
hoo-hoos.
of hoo-hoo right here.
Where the
I think you're gonna
hoo-hoos?
love him.
I was wondering if for just one day you could be quiet.
I love
I was
him.
wondering if for just one day you could be quiet.
No, he's like,
Can't do it.
He's got the
Not gonna
sweetest
happen.
hoo-hoos. I love him.
I know. Is it just a perfect amount, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't understand why someone would do this with donuts. I think this is a huge, huge mistake. But look at what this guy does with donuts. He's got what, like 8, 12?
Oh my
I don't
God,
know.
what is he doing?
Why would you do this? Why?
Oh my!
Why would you do that?
Oh, because you're a guy. You're a guy, and you
How
can't.
much longer you could enjoy donuts if
Right.
you just didn't want it at a time?
I don't think he understands. I don't think he understands the caloric, like
oh my God.
you know, the ramifications of that too. Like you want to draw out the caloric stuff. You know, you want to all the calories that you see. This is I think about that because I'm like, I want to have all 12 of them. You know,
But separately to enjoy them
separately,
longer.
exactly. I want to have like 6 today and 6 tomorrow. Let me
I
have
want to
them.
have 12 right now.
Right.
And
they're-
that's
and then
that.
and they're warm. It's like, why would he do that? Does
I
he
don't
not
know.
that disturbed me. Okay.
I know it's very problematic. Remember the other day when I showed you the girl
I'm
who
like
had
bringing
the-
it in already. Go ahead. Keep going.
the girl that had the embarrassing experience when she wanted to get her shoulder looked at.
Yes.
And she put on a gown and she like took off all of her clothes and then realized later, oh, I guess I didn't need to have my butt exposed during a
Yes.
shoulder exam. So I have another embarrassing story for this woman recounts that I thought was also interesting.
I just got off a semi-professional Zoom call and I felt like people were giving me weird looks. And then I looked in the mirror and I saw that I'm wearing a shirt that says, "Ask me about my butthole."
Oh my God.
Ask me about my butthole. So, like, what do I do? You know, do I send a follow-up email? Do I just like leave the planet? I just got off as
You probably leave the planet at that point. You don't.
Why do you have that shirt in
Right.
the first place? Like,
Yeah.
what compels you to buy that
You probably,
shirt?
yeah, that's probably a bad thing. Zoom has changed the world. Completely changed the world.
I don't. Anyway, but she wore that during a semi-professional Zoom call. she
That's
said.
a bad thing. You don't want to do that. Don't
You
do
don't wanna
that,
do
you
that.
guys. All right. I got to take a kid
Now
to
we
school. We're bringing it in. It's Friday, you guys. We're going to have a weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. Oh, it's good times. My dog is not here. He's out dealing with my kid because my kid is up. And so he has to go see the kid. This is what he's doing right now.
Can
I'm
you
sorry.
scooch over a little so everybody can see the sunrise? Can you like
Oh,
scooch
yeah.
your
Or I
camera?
can
It's so
do
pretty
this.
right now. Yeah.
Is that good? Can you guys see the sunrise?
Yeah. That's
Forget me.
good.
Look at that beautiful Texas sunrise. It's good stuff.
That looks good.
Isn't that good? You guys. We hope you have the most wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.
Bye.